say that, go ahead. I can go ahead. Hi everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. This is Ringo again, and I have Benjamin here today, who has a lot of questions for me all the time in regards of everything about real estate. So today our topic will be first-time home buyer incentive program. Okay, so Benjamin, I know that you have a lot of friends that is first-time home buyer, and you yourself were a first-time home buyer a few years ago. But I think when you bought your house, they don't have this program yet. Okay, so how about this? Why don't we start off by you asking me questions about this first-time home buyer program?
Yeah, for sure. Hello, my name is Benjamin. So I do have a few friends and family that have not taken advantage of it yet. I personally haven't, because when I purchased my first place, this program was not here. But I would also like to know more, like in detail, of what it consists of, because then first-time home buyer, but like who qualifies, all those details and stuff like that. So today, I guess I would like you to maybe hopefully explain to me and your YouTube viewers a little bit more about this first-time home buyer incentive.
Okay, so basically what the first-time home buyer incentive is about the intention of making the first-time home buyer incentive from the government is that they want to help people who is buying their first home. Okay, and in order for them to be eligible for this type of program is that you have never purchased a home before in anywhere around the world. Okay, and you did not occupy a home that you or your current spouse or a common law partner owned in the last 4 years. Okay, and then you have recently experienced the breakdown of a marriage or a common law relationship. Okay, so the intention of this program that was implemented by Justin Trudeau 2 years ago was helping people to purchase a home. Okay, but what happened is that the limit for this program is for people who purchase a home for 500,000. Okay, but however, what can you buy for 500,000 in Vancouver, Victoria? I don't know much about Victoria. In Vancouver and Toronto
now. For pre-cons, honestly, not much. Maybe a one-bedroom if you're stretching it. Maybe a studio, I believe.
Studio will be a better answer, I would say. Yeah. So basically, when the government noticed that, okay, the government is not stupid that, but then they just not reacting fast enough. Okay, I suppose if they can react it like a year ago, or right before they launched the program, it will be a lot better. So now everyone will be like, they are allowing people to purchase up to like 800K plus. Okay, I do the math. Okay, it's going to be 847.5K. Okay, so I will share you with the screen on what is the first-time home buyer program and what is the difference between now and compared to what is implemented like when 2 years ago. Okay, give me 1 second.
Yeah, sure.
Let me share the screen with you.
So you're basically saying there was a change recently.
Yes, there was a change recently, and the change. I think the change should be there maybe like 2 years ago, but then unfortunately our government is always slow on making changes. So anyway, hope you can see my iPad right now.
I can.
Okay, so I will just use a new page for it. Okay, so what the first-time home buyer incentive is about is that back then it was only for people that is making like 100K. Like they have a limitation. Okay, so the combined income must be 100K. Okay, so they're only allowed to borrow like 4 times of their income. Okay, so in that case, they're only allowed to borrow like 400,000. Okay, so let's just assume that you're buying like a 500,000 pre-construction right now. Okay, because this is what they are going to be approved on, like 500,000 pre-construction, $5,000 pre-construction pre-con, right? The government will borrow you 10% of the money upon you obtaining a mortgage. So, which means uh, you only need $50,000 that's coming off from your pocket, off from your pocket, to buy something that is 500K, and the government will pay off 50K to help you making your first purchase. Okay, so what happened now is that instead of having a limitation of people who is making like 100K, okay,
Mhm.
yeah, you can make 150K, and they are allowing you to borrow like 4.5 times of your income. So what does it tell you? Okay, if you do your math, 4.5 times of the income will be, oh man, give me a second. Um, 4.5 times income will be times 150K. It will be 675K. Okay, so basically, if you are getting a house that is approximately around like, let's just say a pre-construction, that's around like $750,000. Okay, the government will pay up to 100K, like 80K. Let's say 80K, and then you just have to get like approximately maybe like 40 to 80K on your own. Does it make sense to you?
Yeah, so just I got a few questions. You're saying that the top part is essentially before the changes, and the bottom part is after the changes.
Yeah. So the bottom part will be after the changes. So basically, to put it correctly, is that this was being implemented 2019, and now they are making the changes to 2021 spring. They haven't set a date for changes yet, but then we assume it's going to be somewhere in a month or so. So we will see what happened in on June, or what happened on yeah, somewhere this month. Yep. Yeah, sure. Okay, no problem. Give 1 second. Sorry for the headache. Okay. Okay. So basically, I'm just going to redraw everything I have. Okay. Uh, it will be, so now it will be 150K, and then the government will borrow you 4.5 times of your income. So therefore, you will be qualifying $675,000 mortgage. And what does that means to you? Is that you will be qualified for $347,000 of house, because the government will pay 10 times, 10%, okay, from the government, and then another 10% on your own. So it allows, so what does that do is that it allows the first time home buyer to have more option, because we all know that 500,000 would not get you anything in the GTA right now. Okay, you may be able to get a 1 bedroom for resale, maybe a studio for pre-construction, but
Mhm.
it allow you to have more room to stretch, and I think it's a good move from the government, to be honest.
Okay, just hold up. Let me just get this straight. So essentially, um, the government bolstering you, bolstering your ability to purchase a higher or more expensive place, essentially.
Yes, essentially, yes. So basically, you have more choice. Okay. And what happened is, instead of having like 500,000 as your limit, now, now you will be having 850, almost $850,000 as your limit.
Oh
Okay.
wow. Okay.
But it only eligible for people who are in Toronto, only eligible for people who are in Vancouver. That's it. And Victoria.
Okay, so specifically those three cities?
Yeah, specifically those three cities. Okay.
Okay, interesting.
So many people are asking me like, what consider as Toronto? Like what? Well, basically Waterloo is not going to be considered as Toronto. Okay, Barrie is not going to be considered as Toronto. It's more referred to the GTA area. So it's York region, Durham region, Peel region, and Toronto itself.
Okay, understood. Makes sense.
Okay, so many of you may ask, like, okay, what are the cons of this, this program? Okay, I believe the cons of this program is that um, uh, it, it, so this program was designated as a second mortgage towards your home. Okay, you're saving it right now, but however, you have to repay it after 25 years. So the cons about this program is that okay, let's just assume we just use like we just put it in a new page and we just use like keep it simple. We just use like $600,000. Because $600,000 will allow you to get a one bedroom in downtown, a one plus one in maybe in North York for resale, okay, or pre-construction, right? So I just assume that we have a $600,000 house, okay, okay, and then the government. So and then the government are subsidizing, and it's a new home, okay, and then the government is subsidizing 10% of it. So it will be equivalent to $60,000 when the government is subsidizing you. So all you need is another $60,000, okay, in order for the government to subsidize you. Okay, so
Makes sense.
okay, so let's just keep it simple. Okay, the math may or may not be exactly accurate, but then let's just keep it simple, and I will show you the calculator afterward. Okay, so
Okay.
basically, okay, so is that, so many people may ask, okay, does that mean I only have to return 60K to government? The question is no, because assuming you bought it from 2021, okay, and then that 60K is coming out from the government. So 20 years later, okay, 2041, we're assuming that the housing market double, okay, so one bedroom condo, in 20 years later, it may going to be like 1.2, to be fair to say, okay, so 1.2 million. So but you may ask, does that mean I only have to return that 10%, which is 60K, to the government? No, that's not the case. You have to return the 10% of the value.
Oh, wow. Okay, no, I understand. That makes
Okay,
sense.
so
Yeah.
so basically in 20 years time, okay, you have to return 120K to the government. Okay, however, during this time, okay, I'll just use another black pen as an example. During this time, there might be some minor fixture, like such as a renovation. Okay, you may spend 100K on renovation on it. But then if you spend 100K renovation on it to make your house to 1.2, the government is not paying a single penny on it. So basically the government is saying that, okay, I'm offering you free loan right now to help you guys purchase your first home. But in reality, they just want to have a co-ownership with you because they know that the housing market in Canada overall will increase in the future. So it's a smart move by the government because it solved a lot of liquidity issue from the first time home buyer, but they're using the first time home buyer quota in order to help them financially as well, I would say. Do you get what I mean?
I do. I understand. So essentially, this, I guess it's a win-win on both ends, but it
Yes.
sounds like it's not a very good thing for an investor.
Okay, first of all, investor is not going to be eligible for this type of program, okay? you can only use it as your primary residence.
Okay, understood.
Okay, so again, primary residence only. Primary residence. Sorry about my writing. Okay. Yep. Do you have any questions for me, Ben?
So I'm just assuming that, let's just say you do sell the place as your primary residence, you sell the place. You still have to pay back the value, whatever the percentage they give you, which is like assuming 10%, as you said, then I have to pay 10% the value, win or lose, or like, you know, whether the value goes up, whether the value goes down. So let's just say the value goes down, then I only pay 10% of the lost value, or
Yes.
10%.
So in 2021, you purchased it for 600K. Okay.
Mhm.
Okay. Let's just assume that the pandemic is going to be forever, and it's just going to be even worse. Okay.
Mhm.
So in year 2031, it becomes 300K.
Mhm.
So you only have to return 30K.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Okay,
because the government bought you
makes
10%,
sense.
right? And
Understood.
it will be
Okay.
another 10%. Okay. But however, if even if you make renovation on that part, as I
Mhm.
mentioned, let's say you spend like 100K on renovation. Okay. The government is not going to be responsible for it. Okay.
Okay, understood. Okay, makes sense.
Yep. So at the end of the day, I think it's important that you guys know who's eligible, and I have something that I can show you here. Okay, is that this is the calculator. Okay, let's just use someone that we all know, like Beatty as an example. Okay, so Beatty is a good friend of mine, and then
Mhm.
he live in Toronto. Okay,
Mhm.
he has an annual income of approximately uh 145,000 and a down payment of only like maybe like 70,000. Okay, so he's buying a pre-construction loan, which is a 10%. So we continue. So based on the rate right now, we get a rate of 1.49%. Okay, this is monthly. So at the end of the day, you guys can see my screen here, right?
No.
Oh, oops. Give me 1 second. It's my bad. Okay, so you guys can see my screen here, right? So
Yep.
let me do it again. Let me do it again. Okay, so you guys can see my screen now. Am I right?
Yes, I can.
Okay, so you just have to go on to this link, place2callhome.ca. Okay, and then type in FTHBI. Okay, first time home buy incentive. That's the short form. So we just use that as an example. Is that a good friend of mine who is Billy, who is making 145K. Okay, and then he has 70K of down payment, and then he is going to have buy pre-construction. Okay, so what does that do? Okay, so basically
Oh.
he is going to be eligible for $72,250, and the maximum price that he can buy will be $722,500. Make sense to you?
Oh, wow. So Ringo, you just went from, I guess in the beginning, went from like 400 to 500K budget, including the government incentive to 722,000.
Actually, it will be even more because if you can, let's just assume that if he is going to earn around like another 150K, and he has more down payment to it, he might be eligible for home that's over $800,000.
You mean like if he makes a total of 150K?
Yeah, total
Oh,
150K. So
oh
it's
wow.
combined
Okay.
together. Okay, so you and your friends can combine together and make 150K and apply for this program.
Okay. I gotta okay. I'm gonna start asking questions from the YouTube comments that I see.
Okay.
Maybe hopefully you can answer some of them. One of
Can
them
I
is
say
from
no?
no, you cannot, Ringo.
Okay, fine.
No,
Yep.
you cannot. That's the challenge, okay? So I got one from Iris. She said, or he said that, can me and my friends pool our income together to get a house with this?
Yes, the good thing about this program is that you and your friends can pool your income together, but it cannot be more than 150,000. Okay, so at the end of the day, for example, if you make like 60K and your friends make another 60K, they will allow you to borrow approximately 120K times 4.5, which is equivalent to 540K. Okay. Yeah.
Okay,
So you
okay.
can pool it together and get the incentive from the government, and then you might be eligible for let's just assume we can use the calculator here. Okay. Again. Okay. Let's
Mhm.
assume that they are living in Toronto, and then altogether they are making like 120K thousand. Okay, and then let's say they have another $70,000 down payment again. Okay, so which means it's too high as first mortgage reduced down payment. Okay, if it's $120,000, okay, let's say they have like $50,000 as down payment. Okay, there's something wrong with this. Okay, so they are eligible for $590,000. Okay, so your income can be combined together, and then you two get, each person just have to chip in another $24,500 in order to qualify for that. Okay.
Okay, awesome. Yeah, actually, we got two questions from Jimmy T. I'm just gonna pick them because I'm also interested. So the first question from him is that he asked, "What's the interest on the government loan?"
Oh, there's no interest. The government is offering you a free loan, so basically you don't have to pay any interest on that loan. Okay, but the only offset, as I said, is that let's just assume that we all assume that the house market is going to appreciate 20 years later. You just have to return that 10% portion, and that interest is even higher than what they're supposed to charge you.
Okay, makes sense.
Yeah,
So
I
I
answered
guess
the
that's part
question.
of your. Yeah, there's one more
Yep.
from Jimmy, I believe. Can I choose to pay off the 10% at market value at the time, or only at the end of the 20 years, or when I
Yeah,
sell?
yeah. So you can choose to pay off at the market value at the time, whenever you want to. So they have this option here. Okay, is that if you want to pay it ahead of time, you're more than welcome. And also, if you plan to sell your home, okay, the home that you bought that have the first time home buyer incentive, you have to pay it back.
Okay,
Okay.
makes sense. I hope that answers your question, Jimmy. There's one from Kevin. Can I buy to rent out the property? Ooh.
Oh man. Okay.
I'm interested in that one too, Ringo.
Okay. Put it this way. There. Okay. We have to understand the whole purpose from the government. Okay. The whole purpose from the government is for the younger generation to be able to afford a house for their primary residence, not using it as an investment vehicle. Okay. So therefore, this program is only applicable to people who is buying it as a primary residence. You cannot buy a house and say that, okay, I'm going to use it for Airbnb and to get the best rental income ever. No, you cannot.
So it
Okay.
has to be registered as a primary residence.
Yes. Have
Okay,
to register as a
understood.
primary residence. Yep.
I hope that answers your question, Kevin. And then one from Aaron Chung. I already bought a house, but my wife hasn't yet. Can she still qualify with our combined income? Oh, interesting.
Okay. I need to know more detail about the questions, but I just try my best to answer uh, his question. And okay. First of all, you already bought a house, but then the house that you're living in right now, is that the house that you bought? So what I mean is that when you bought the house, is it a matrimonial home that you guys are living in? If it is a matrimonial home that you guys are living in right now, you are not eligible for this program. Okay. However, if you bought a house and you just rent it out to someone else, and you guys are renting your matrimonial home, then your wife will be eligible to qualify for this program. Did I answer your questions?
I hope so. I hope that answered Aaron's question. I got there's a couple more. That's about
Okay.
okay. Someone's saying there's what if I want to buy a new pre-construction? Oh, interesting.
Okay. It's very interesting. New pre-construction. Okay. How come this question is making it so hard to answer? But okay, luckily I did my research. Okay, for new pre-construction, for anything that is occupied before March 31st, 2024, you will be eligible for this type of first-time home buyer incentive. Okay, anything after than that, they haven't said anything yet. Okay, I assume they will, but I don't want to overpromise. Okay, so therefore, when you're buying pre-construction, you have to make sure that the occupancy date is right before 2024 March 31st. Okay, but because of the fact that 90% of the project in Toronto nowadays are delaying, okay, due to COVID, due to the shortage of labor, due to whatever reason, okay? So I will suggest you, when you're buying your new home, make sure that they have hit the ground, they're almost coming to a finishes before you buy, okay? And also, when you're buying your new home, you have 18 months to apply for this program.
Interesting. So
Yes.
basically,
Yep.
basically you have to ask it now, buy it now.
You have to buy now because 2024 March 31st is the deadline for this program. Okay, so what the government is trying to say is that as soon as the fund is running out, okay, they are not going to be continue doing this program anymore. But I think that's just my personal opinion though. I think this program will continue. Yeah, just because of the fact that first-time home buyers become harder and harder to buy a house. Yeah.
Okay. Question from Khalid. If I have 100K down payment and lower household income, am I able to qualify this program?
I think if you have 100K down payment, you will not be eligible for this program. Okay, because I think this program is only for people that have 70,000 or less, or 75,000. I have to double check on that. Yeah, in order for you to qualify. Yeah. So in regards of well, what happened is you can have 100K, but you can choose not to use that 100K for your down payment. You can use that 50K for your down payment and then use another 50K for stock or anything or GIC, right? So that will still do it. But then if you have low income, let's say you only have 40K, the bank is only going to be allowing you to borrow like 180K. So so altogether with 230K, what can you buy in Toronto nowadays?
No, that's fair. No,
I would suggest is that guy called Khalid?
Khalid.
Yeah, I would suggest Khalid to have a partner, have a co-ownership on a property, so they can have more choice. So let's just assume that he make like 40K, and then his partner make like 50 or 60K. Altogether, they have 100K together, right? The bank will borrow you 450K.
Okay. Kevin has one more question. Different person, but Kevin, you answered the question earlier. He said that my dad doesn't live in Canada, but he is Canadian. Can he still qualify? Oh.
Okay. Okay. I have to reiterate so many times. Okay, this program is only for people who is using it as a primary residence. Okay, I have to quote again: primary residence. The government would not allow you to use it for your investment. Okay, so if your dad come back to Canada and he can sign off an affidavit in the lawyer office proving that he did not purchase any home around the world, then he will be eligible for it if he is using it as a primary residence.
Okay.
That's okay. You have to be permanent residents of Canada in order to be applicable for this program. Okay. You cannot be a non-resident, carrying a Canadian passport, but I work in US and eligible for this program. Okay.
A couple more questions. This is from Super Say. If me and my girlfriend already invested in a property for rental income, can we qualify for this program as a primary residence as well?
Okay, so if me and my
so let me just repeat it. Yeah, so if me and my girlfriend already invested in a property for rental income, can we qualify this program as a primary residence as well?
Okay, again. Okay. I don't mind as long as people ask me questions. I'm more than happy. Okay, but I mentioned so many times. It's for first-time home buyer. So if you and your girlfriend purchase a home, how can you qualify as a first-time home buyer? That's my question to. Super.
You can say it. That's okay. That's just a YouTube thing.
Yes.
Okay. Since you're riled up, do you want to answer some maybe like not so savory questions?
My mood is pretty good today, so I think I can take it. Yeah.
Are you sure? I'm gonna ask them. Are you sure,
yeah,
Rico?
Well, ask.
Okay, I'm gonna handpick them. I swear to God. Okay.
No problem.
This is from Jordan W. Okay. This is such a stupid policy because it's driving the housing prices or housing market, driving up the housing market.
Okay, so he's trying to ask, okay, this is a stupid policy because it's driving up the housing market.
Yeah, he's thinking this policy would cause the housing market to skyrocket. I'm assuming. This is all assuming.
Okay. Okay. Let's just put that policy aside right now. Okay. Who is it again? Kevin, right?
Jordan.
Okay. Jordan. The reason I think I mentioned it in the last couple of weeks, and I mentioned in my couple of videos and blog before. The reason that we have overheated, I would say, housing market right now is not because of the fact that we have this first-time home buyer take place. Okay, it's because of the fact that our supply has been in shortage for many years, and in order for us to accommodate with the shortage, we need to produce at least another 10 or 20,000 units in order to accommodate with the demand that we have. So I think we should blame on the government, but we shouldn't blame on this policy, because this policy is helping people who doesn't have a lot of cash to buy their first home. And home ownership is always important to everyone across the country to ensure harmony take place. We should blame the government because of their inefficient when they are doing intensification, increasing the supply, and also increasing the density simultaneously together. If we have better efficiency and better regulations on zoning, I don't think that we will have an overheated market again. Did I answer your question?
I hope so. That's actually a good answer. I agree with you. Yeah, good answer. So for a last question, okay. This is more of a comment than a question, but if you would like to challenge yourself, you can answer it or comment on it before the stream ends.
Okay.
This one's this one's also from Jordan. Okay. Foreign buyers are always trying to take advantage of our country's incentive, money, and land. Stop advertising this to foreign buyers. Would you care to comment, Ringo?
Okay. Okay. I know there's a lot of hatred nowadays toward foreign buyer, and especially for referring to people who is coming out from China. Okay. But I really hope that before you make this comment, let's just look at the statistic here. Okay. Between year 2019 to now, we have less than 5% of foreign buyer. I myself have some foreign buyer client, but they're not buying a one-bedroom condo. They're not buying like a detached house to live. They're buying commercial. They're buying plaza. They're buying land. They're buying agricultural land. Okay, that's something that is becoming unaffordable to the norms. So why are we blaming the foreign buyer? We should be glad that we are one of the cities that can attract most of the capital. Okay. To rephrase your comment, okay, I think our market was driven by foreign capital because all of us are coming out from an immigrant, not foreign buyer. Okay, so I think we have to be fair. Foreign buyer is always welcome as long as they're not taking what the norms are taking. Okay, for example, if a foreign developer are coming off to Toronto and developing like affordable home, are we going to be welcoming them? Obviously, the answer yes. So why do we have so much hatred toward foreigner? Especially we are living in a country whereas we embrace multiculturalism. I hope that answered your question.
Good answer. But I would just also like to comment on that really quick. Just to summarize what Ringo was saying, it's just like the foreign buyers are not that you're thinking of is not in the same market as you or the norms or the locals. They're buying significantly much higher priced properties that are just unaffordable and unobtainable. But if they're unattainable to local Canadians and no one's buying them, that's bad for the country. So at least someone's willing and able to afford it. Do you know what I mean? At least they're being bought up. So do not worry about, like, oh, they're buying up normal land, 1+1 bedroom. No, they're not doing that. That's not within their interest.
Yeah, I agree with you. And especially when you have the foreign buyer tax take place, it already protect us as a Canadian from having the norms from the typical house that we live in is going to be getting from the foreign buyer because it's not going to be attractive to them anymore. We have seen UK taking off their foreign buyer policy, but I don't see that Canada will take off the foreign buyer policy at all. So I think let's just be fair, okay? The reason for our overheated housing market is not really because of foreign buyer. Again, it's demand and supply, going back to economic 101. If we can have a government that can have more efficient policy, okay? I think I read a post Adam Vaughn is saying that, okay, people in Barrie can affect the policy of making a subway line in Toronto. How ridiculous is that? Like, I really want to ask. Okay, so stop blaming on their foreign buyer, and together we should force the government to make better policy. Okay. Anyway, I think that's it for today. If you guys have any questions, yep.
Oh, hold on. I don't know. I think this is just one last one, real quick. From Viet30, just before you end the stream. Hello, my girlfriend have her first time home buyer, but I do not. We are willing to just use her name on the property. What's your thoughts on that? Harder for a mortgage?
Wait, so her okay, can you
My
repeat that again?
girlfriend have her first time home buyer, so she used it already, but Viet30 has not used it. We are willing to use just her name on the property. What's your thoughts on that?
This
Harder
is
for a
her,
mortgage?
okay, her boyfriend.
Oh wait, sorry. She's available, so she has not used this incentive yet, but he has. So if she just uses her property on the name, are they able to like maybe like combine it, or are they
Well,
able, is it harder for the mortgage?
Well, if she, okay, put it this way. If she, I'm not sure about the questions, but I will try my best to answer. Okay, so let's assume that I assume that his girlfriend doesn't have bought a home yet, and then
Yes.
she's trying to buy a home and buy a bigger home, right? So let's just assume that they're if they are combining together, okay, yes, they can use their first time home buyer incentive for a bigger house. The answer, as long as one person or one entities that is eligible for the first time home buyer program, you will be eligible for the program.
Okay, so basically, yes, she's able to do it, right? She's able to use her name on the property, on a new property.
I'm not sure if that's the question. That's her question. So I think if she want to know more, I will tell her to give Ringo's a call, 647-638-9210. Ringo is me.
Awesome.
It's a little bit unclear here. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So
I think that's it.
I think that's it. And if you guys have any questions about real estate, feel free to comment. And Ben and I are always going to be here. Especially me myself. We can have YouTube live for everyone and answer everyone's question publicly. Okay.
Awesome.
All right.
Thank you, everyone.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.